everyone, I've wanted to make this video for quite some time, but I haven't. About 2 years ago I sold my entire video game collection. That consisted of boxed NES games and Super Nintendo games and Mega Drive games and consoles and all sorts of other things, but I got rid of it all because after a while I forgot what I actually had, and I thought, if I'm forgetting what I've got, why do I need it? It's at that time like the mini consoles came out as well, and I thought, well, if I can have all the games on one official Nintendo or Sega device, I don't need all the stuff in the boxes and it's taking up room and all that sort of thing. And potentially that can go to a collector that really wants it, and that was a bit of history. But there were certain things I decided to keep, things I just couldn't be without, things that meant too much to me. So what I've done today is to have a look at some of the things that I have that I just cannot get rid of for the life of me. So I've spoken about this before, and that is Doom. This is my copy of Doom. I can't remember the date I got it. Could it be around 1995? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was around the time when the 32X was at its point where it wasn't as popular anymore and it was sort of going down, and everyone sort of realised it wasn't as good as people thought it would be, and I managed to get one cheap. So this is my copy of Doom from way back in the day. I absolutely loved the 32X. I thought it was great. Obviously I was quite blind to see that. I was a little bit disappointed with Doom, I'm not going to lie. It didn't have all the levels. It ended, I think, after halfway through episode 2, and it didn't have the Cyber Demon and the Spider Mastermind. So a bit of a letdown, but it was Doom. I loved it. If you want to see the video I made upon this, check it out. It'll explain a bit more of what this means to me. But this is actually signed by John Romero as well. I sent it away, so a very important piece of history for me. Now I'm going to show you two things at the same time. I went to Japan. Now Japan was a huge experience for me. When I went there, I hadn't been on a plane for 17 years, and this was like the first trip I did since I was a kid going to Greece. And I've always wanted to go to Japan, and I never thought I'd ever in a million years get to go there. But from meeting my now wife, she took me there, and I cannot believe I actually got to go there. And from doing this, I wanted to keep something so I can remember the memory of being in Japan. And that was my favourite game, possibly of all time, Super Mario Bros. 3. And this was bought from a place called Trader 7, which is in Akihabara. And I also went to Super Potato as well and bought a Famicom. Unfortunately, I sold that. That's one of the things I've sold. And a massive regret selling my Famicom. But there is a little bit of light to the story, which I'll touch on upon later. So yes, there's the flyer for Super Potato, which I kept in the back. I bought a few other things from Super Potato as well, which was this. Oh hey, this. A Super Mario Bros. 3 strategy guide, and I cannot read a thing in it because it's all in Japanese, but it's just so unbelievably cute. And I just love all the attention to detail they go into. I mean, the strategy guide we got with Nintendo Power for Mario Bros. 3 was very thin. It was A4, but it was still very thin. This goes into so much more detail of how to complete the game. But yes, I can't read a thing in it, it's all in Japanese, but it's absolutely beautiful. All the little dinky little pictures and ways to complete the game. I haven't really had a decent look through it, but it's something I love and I can't get rid of it. It's my time in Japan. My first time in Japan, my first holiday after 17 years. Now this is going back to the early first-person shooter days again. This is Quake. Now this is the shareware version of Quake, and there is a reason behind why this is so important to me. It's because this is actually from John Romero's collection, from his personal collection, and there was about 10 of these for sale and I had to pick it up. And it came with some even cooler, which is a, I never could say this word properly, certificate of authenticity. I never say that bloody word, and saying certificate and that word back to back is difficult. So there you go, there's a certificate signed by him, and it says on the front here, Bill Thorpe owns an original Quake 1 shareware package distributed by ID Software, originally owned by John Romero, the co-founder of the game, certified collector's item. So that is mine, and it's signed by him. I am never ever getting rid of that. Now there's certain other things. I'm going to show these to you in... I'm going to tell you more about the story and just pick these up and show them to you because you've seen them a million times before. The mini consoles. I've spoken about this before. The mini consoles is what made me sell my entire collection. For many of you, that are probably a really stupid thing to do, but I like being a nerd. I like tucking stuff away. I like having a very small, comprised area of my collection. I don't want stuff everywhere. I just want to know where my stuff is and what I've got. So this, the Super Nintendo Mini, it's got all the games on there that I've played as a kid. Literally all the games are on here are the ones I played as a kid. I can't get rid of this. Whenever I want to go and back to play a game, I can just boot this thing up and play a game from my childhood. Zelda, Castlevania 3, Mario World, Super Metroid, Star Fox, Yoshi's Island, Mega Man X, Contra 3, Ghouls and Ghosts, Earthbound. I didn't actually play Earthbound, but it's one of those games that I've now played, that I love, that you actually play in the present day, that I actually begun to love. Street Fighter 2, you know all the games on here, you've seen a million reviews of this thing. I love it. I love it. Can't get rid of it. The Mega Drive as well, again, the Mega Drive is fantastic. I love the box to this. I love the way it's set out. It just basically looks like an actual Mega Drive, but smaller. Everything's smaller. The box is like literally exactly the same pretty much. But Ecco the Dolphin, Earthworm Jim, which is one of the games I played as a kid, but I had the Super Nintendo version. A lot of people say the Mega Drive version's better, but obviously I've got that connection with the Super Nintendo version, although they're very much the same. Dynamite Headdy, never played that as a kid, but I played it recently, it's fantastic. Ghouls and Ghosts, Golden Axe, all these games I played as a kid and it's fantastic. But the last mini console that I've got, you'd assume would be the NES Mini. It isn't. It is the Famicom Mini, which I bought from Video Games New York while on holiday. Now, New York to me is the place I got married in. It's a very special place to me. I don't think I'm going to be going back to Japan anytime soon because it's so expensive to get out there, but I will be going back. But I thought, as I sold my Famicom, one of the most stupidest moves I made when selling my collection, I shouldn't have sold my Famicom, I thought I'd go to be in New York, another happy place of mine, and pick up the Super Famicom Mini. Now, I did a vlog on this. If you want to see more about this, there's a vlog based around it, but basically when I was in New York, I thought, well, there's a lot of games on here that I'm not familiar with. While I'm in New York, in the hotel room for, waiting for my wife to get ready to go out, I'll play some of these games and maybe the possibility of making new memories. And that's what I did. There's a whole vlog about it if you want to go and check that out. Now, this is an item that I can't get rid of. I spent a hell of a lot of money on this. I think I spent about £1,000. No, sorry, about 1,200, including shipping and then framing it and all sorts of other things. So this is one of my most expensive items, and to a lot of people might think I was making a bit of a silly move buying it, but I really don't care because this is basically one of the main reasons that I became a YouTuber, and I think that's pretty important. So this is a very expensive item, check it out. This is the Angry Video Game Nerd script to Mario Bros. 3. You know that Mario Bros. 3 is a very important game of mine, and I thought I'd basically get this as a motivational piece to get me to push out YouTube videos and really pursue something that I like to do. And why not really get something from one of the people that really pushed you to do it? Have I repeated myself somewhere down the line? I can read a bit to you that you'll probably remember from the actual episode. Super Mario Bros. 3 is often considered to be the greatest games on the NES, and for good reasons. It took everything that made the first Mario game great and multiplied it several times over, adding new intricate levels in gameplay and challenges. Whether it's the top loader or the classic grey box, the Nintendo Entertainment System was at the height of its popularity when this masterpiece came along to push it over the top and make an everlasting impression, the defining moment of our childhood pastime. So that leaves us to maybe the most important thing in my video game collection. The thing that started it all, and that is my Nintendo Entertainment System from way back in the day. There's multiple reasons why I love this. Now, one of the reasons is the obvious answer, is the fact that this is the thing that introduced me to all the games that I now love and cherish. Mario Bros. 3, Kabuki Quantum Fighter, Shadowgate, which is probably off a lot of people's lists. James Bond Jr., another game that's probably not on a lot of people's lists. Mario Bros. 1, Duck Hunt, all the other games, all the standard games, Castlevania, that sort of thing. So this is what started it all, my Nintendo Entertainment System. It's also at the top here, got a book that I got from Japan also, and also this crazy sticker pack as well. Not to mention, this is a weird place to keep it, but a copy of Manhunt. Ever played Manhunt before? This was mine from back in the day. So the second reason I love this so much is the fact that I could never sell it. And I could never sell it for another 2 reasons. And that reason is the fact that it's mine, I can't sell it, I love it too much. And the second reason I can't sell it is because it's actually broken. Me and my friend actually fixed this. That crack there and that piece that was missing there was actually produced by my fist. I was so angry at playing some game, I actually broke my NES. Bit of a stupid move, but with love and care, we got it fixed up back again. I don't think I could ever sell this or would ever get any money for it because people just wouldn't like it because of that defect. And that makes it so much more appealing to me is the fact that I love this because it's just completely mine. That crack is mine, this game system is mine, and I love it. Oh, and to finish things up, I actually found another game from my collection, which I could never sell, and it's from my childhood, and that is a game called Metalhead. Metalhead is a weird one. You're basically like some sort of mech going around a city blowing things up. To be fair, it wasn't very good, but this is my copy from back in the day. I could never ever get rid of it. So that is it for now. That is my video game collection, or at least what's left of it. Let me know about what you have in your collection that you just couldn't get rid of no matter what it was. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you once again for more late night reviews.